talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion real quick. You're a tech company, you use AI. How can you make the workplace look like a more inclusive environment through technology, through AI? Because I don't think we think about that in terms of having an inclusive workplace.
I think it's not only in technology. I mean, I think it starts with how you recruit and where you recruit and making sure that you're reaching a diverse candidate audience. And then I think technology can be really useful in making sure that there's fairness in the process of who moves forward, right? Technology can be biased, people can be biased. So it's really about how you set up the technology to ensure that there's fairness in the process and the people that are most qualified for the position are able to move forward.
So digging into that a little bit, there's some schools of thought that say, if you put a human face on a chat bot, what should that face look like? Should it be inclusive? Should it be not even a human being? Like, where are you on that conversation about what the persona should be of a robot that a candidate is talking to?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it depends. I think you have to know your audience. I mean, we have a client that has multiple personas based on geographies in the United States. Okay. And so they have a different persona for their veteran recruiting than they do for recruiting in the Southwest than they do for the Northeast. And so, they want to have a persona that is reflective of their employee population.
Talk about adoption. Okay, adoption within your team, obviously it's easier because you are in it every day, right? But the adoption within your team, and do you also help the organization with ways to, I guess, better create narratives around helping other companies understand how it actually helps your team, leverages, speed and whatever else? Because education is the key to adoption. How do you guys play a role in that?
Yeah, so we've been using our own product and tools since the first days that we were recruiting at Paradox. I think we think about being our best beta client, how Paradox uses Paradox, and so we're always happy to share that with our clients, and so we do that. We also share stories, through our blog and other ways, speaking at different events. And then a lot of it is how we work with our teams. So giving our teams insight into talent acquisition, helping train our team on some of the challenges that we face, right? So that they have a really deep understanding of what our clients are experiencing as well.
Obviously, you're using Paradox as much as possible in the process, but there must be some other tools that you find invaluable in what you do. And do those products drive any of the innovation with Paradox's product?
We definitely look to use Paradox as much as possible and really push the bounds there. And then we use other tools that are in areas of HR and talent where we're not operating today. And so we think about it from kind of that ecosystem. We always want to be thinking about how do we accomplish what we need to accomplish using the people and the best tools that we can.
She's not naming names, Chad. Names. Talk about you're a virtual company. You're in Chicago. A lot of people are here in Arizona. You're a global company with global employees. Talk about how technology plays into that and keeping the culture strong, even though you're not in the same place.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely a global company. We've got employees in multiple countries around the world, different time zones, and that can be challenging. I think we lean really hard both into technology and into in-person too. So we look for opportunities to bring our team together, whether that's on site with a client or at one of our offices. We constantly have team members that are visiting from other locations. We have some global rotational programs where team members spend time in other places. And then we heavily use Zoom. I mean, we're a video on kind of company where people are able to connect, and then we're heavy users of Slack. See, so I've had a couple companies.
Zoom's a client, by the way, so she was pretty sneaking that in there.
Okay, so Adam yesterday said, it's all about skating to the puck, right? The problem is right now the puck is going so damn fast. The velocity of technology is just it's crazy. It's warp speed. So that being said, more than likely technologists and product people are going to have different answers than you do as a practitioner. Where do you think the puck is going with regard to tech, process, and literally just the landscape?
I think the future looks seamless, right? Where it just becomes part of the flow of work. And so, we talk about that there's going to be invisible software essentially. And we're seeing that already in the consumer space.
Now, what do you mean by invisible software?
Where you're not sitting in front of a computer, right? You're not clicking on things, you're not moving your mouse to get things done. I mean, we see that already with assistants, right? With Siri and others. But I think there will just be more of that, and it will become kind of more just part of our daily lives.
So are we going to see we saw yesterday, the avatar with the lips moving and actually talking. Is that in the future, or is that just too creepy for anyone?
Yeah, no. There's actually one of our engineers who was on that project sent me that, and then also sent me, I forget what the curve is called, but it's essentially like whether something's great or kind of the creepiness scale. And I was like, that's too far over.
So your team, we've heard that robots are going to take jobs. We've heard that robots are going to assist and make us better, right? Tell us what your team is seeing, because that's what matters. What's happening on the ground right now?
Yeah, I love this question. One, I think this is like the story of time, right? Technology always has done both, right? It's taken some jobs and it's created a lot of new jobs. So I think we'll just see more of that. And our CEO, Adam, talks about that the future of recruiting is really going to be two types of jobs. One that's kind of the convince, connect role, and one that's the experience design. And we've really been operating like that for a while now at Paradox on our talent acquisition team. And so, I do think that's the way where we've got a team of recruiters that spend their time talking to candidates, understanding what they care about, building a relationship, building trust, and spending time coaching our hiring managers, partnering with them to really understand deeply their needs and the market and who's a great fit, and providing that information. And then we have a team that really thinks about, okay, how do we use our technology and tools to create a better experience for our candidates, for our recruiters, for our hiring managers, for everybody who's involved. So, we're fortunate that we get to do that, and we're just always thinking about how do we continue to double down in those two areas. And but I really think that's where we're headed.
Well, Joel, that's AI putting the human back in HR.
And this has been Jessica Rush, Chief Talent Officer with Paradox. Jessica, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
for
for having us.
anyone out there that wants to apply for a job at Paradox, where do you send them?
Careers.paradox.ai.
Love it. We out.
We out.